just know that by sheer numbers and the imagery of the final game of the Oakland Coliseum, your point was made. It was the most beautiful point. The final game for the Montreal Expos was in a 50,000 seat stadium, and they got 35,000. The Cleveland Browns' final game at the old Cleveland Municipal Stadium before they turned into the Baltimore Ravens and then the Browns would come back, they brought in 55,000 fans, but it sat 80,000. The final game of the Astrodome's capacity for the Oilers was around 60,000. They did 15,000 fans for the final Oilers game. Today, it was a sellout. Today, almost every seat had a butt in it all day long. It was obvious that the place was packed with emotionally connected fans. So what does that tell you when the Houston football fans lost the Oilers and when the Cleveland Browns left? Nobody pointed the finger at those two towns and said, they don't deserve a team. Those fans stink. They never show up, right? And yet the showing of those final games was worse than the A's fans showing today. The good is, I don't know who in their right mind could look at today and say, yeah, there's no fans in Oakland. Yeah, see, even when they left, nobody showed up. You couldn't say that.
I don't know. It felt like a funeral watching that game. It felt like everyone there was just sad. Bip Roberts was tearing up after the game. His partner was tearing up. I just felt really sad watching the game today.
Does this feel like an unfair end to the story in Oakland?
Without knowing exactly why they didn't get a new stadium or why they're not staying in Oakland, it definitely seems not fair.
So you showed up to Fans Fest. That was a big deal because, as you said, the A's were not holding their own Fan Fest for the last couple of years. Your experience being at Fans Fest a couple of months ago.
I was excited to go, and I'm glad I went. People think that it was a chance for everyone to say how upset they were with the team and voice frustration, and it wasn't like that at all.
Do you feel like showing up to a rogue Fans Fest put you on the wrong side of the organization?
I don't know. It might have. I don't know if they're keeping track of who's doing what. I have made a point to not, no matter what I think or how I feel, say anything controversial. So maybe just going to that Fans Fest put me on some list somewhere. I'm not sure.
What do you think about Trevor May going scorched earth?
I mean, that's just the way it is. I think he can say what he wants. Anybody that wants to can have an opinion, and he has his, and the A's ownership, I'm sure, has theirs. Walking into Oakland or whatever stadium it is so cool. You kind of feel for the guys that are going to be getting called up in the next few years. Hopefully they get called up on the road, maybe to go from, it's true. Like you go from a AAA stadium, you get called up and now you're still in AAA. Definitely not going to be the same in a AAA stadium.
To be honest with you, I think that a lot of us Bay Area cats are just a little kind of shell-shocked already from what has transpired leading up to this, which is, the Warriors going to San Francisco, which is still Bay Area, but how people from Oakland, it really means a lot. If you leave Oakland, it's kind of like there's a little bit of lost love there. But then you got the Raiders leaving. And so I think this is just the final straw. And I just think that we've been shell-shocked already leading up for the past few years that I just think it's kind of like, I don't know how to react anymore. It seems like it's just been one low blow, one little gut punch after another. Man, it's over.
It's got to be such a surreal experience for somebody like you.
Yeah, it's just. I just don't get it. I see other similar sized cities like Pittsburgh, which is actually smaller, I believe, than at least as far as the amount of people than Oakland, and it's just like. There's areas that just support their teams, and I think they have ownership groups that are, particularly like the Steelers, for instance, that are where their ownership group is embedded in Pittsburgh. And I feel like there's a little bit of lack of that with a lot of the owners of teams that are Oakland, where I feel like there's no real loyalty to Oakland per se. They're quick to move on and not even, because they're not connected to the city, the town, like other places, other owners from other places. At the same time, there was like 46,000 fans there to say goodbye. In spite of all these hardships, I'd say, at least as far as being a fan of the A's, they come out, and obviously, just like the Giants, it reminds me of how Candlestick, there wasn't a lot of people that would come out because it wasn't it was in a location that wasn't easy to get to, and as soon as they put the stadium downtown, there was like 118 or there was hundreds of sellouts in a row, and I think that similarly would have happened with the A's if there would have been some commitment to putting, having a stadium that was nicer and a little bit more attractive and in a downtown area, like what happened to the Giants. I feel like, hey, man, treat us like they did the Browns. Like when they left the Browns, the NFL did this big push to get them another franchise and even keep the name, So let's get a little of that for Oakland.
Domino, I appreciate you very much, man. Thanks so much.
Thank you, man. I'm always checking you out. And so when you hit me up, it was a nice little honor to be, you reached out and, get us involved in the show because I've listened to you for a long time. The feeling is mutual.
That means a lot, brother. Thank you very much, man. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be in touch, okay?
I'm not sure if you A's fans out there know who Dave Henderson is. I'm just kidding, you do. 1989 World Series champion. His foundation that his son created in his honor, the Always Having Fun Foundation, we've donated more to his charity than any other. He flew out all the way from Seattle, Trent Henderson, just to be with A's fans. He brought the 89 World Series ring.
Okay.
What's up, Trent?
How you doing? I'm getting a lot of love. I'm meeting with the people,
Yeah, let me see that 89 World Series ring.
Here we go. Let's see. There we go.
Oh, man. Yeah, look at that. Oh, that's sweet.
I wear it. It's kind of worn down. I wear it every day because my dad wore it every day. So at first, when he passed, I didn't want to wear it because I didn't earn it. I didn't, I'm not a pro ball player, right? But it represents him. And also I would meet people and they would be like, wow, what's that ring? And when was the last time you just met somebody and seen a world championship ring? So I get to spread that, story, that legacy every day I meet people. So I continue to wear it every day.
Tell me what your dad's connection to the city of Oakland was after winning the World Series with him in '89.
Our family is still here, and so he was always connected to the Bay Area. And so for him to be able to win a World Series in, the town he's from, in front of the fans that he, loves. I was just telling a story inside about how much he loved the fans and the impact that they had on him and how much fun he had playing in front of these particular fans. I can't find the words to describe it.
And everybody, the complicit media that's been ignoring this thing, just like you said, in that 24-minute Bible video that you put out about what's going on, the whys, that's exactly what's been going on. They put out this narrative that, again, it's the fans are going to do all this crazy stuff. And that was the most beautiful ending to a game that anybody's ever been involved with. And so we, the fans, we won this war. They're leaving Oakland knowing who exactly was the problem. And that's John fucking Fisher. Hey, I want to take you in on the mic and show the crowd. I mean, we got time for that?
Yeah, of course, man. We're here with you guys. Yeah, show us.
Hey, how's it going?
And so he's got the Good Night Oakland book right here.
Right here.
Yes. All right, so here it is. Line 51. Gotta give a hug to my auntie. So, your attention real quick. So, everybody here, one voice that nationally saw this story, right? And saw the con that was being ran by John Fisher. He was the first national guy to pick up this story, right? And he's been an advocate. He's been a voice of what's going on. He just put out a 24-minute video of why this happened. It's the best thing I've ever seen. You guys are all on a nationally broadcasted live show right now. Show some love for DA. So this will all be up online tomorrow in beautiful Line 51 Brewing Company. Oh, look at this, down with the cause. There you go. So yeah, so DA show, he's going live. So give it up for DA one more time. So loud in here. So loud in here. Can you believe that shit? I love you, DA. Dude, don't do that. Don't do that, DA. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Tell DA what you think about him. Tell DA.
Love you, bro. You know it. I hit you up last night and this morning. Love you.
Hey, it's DA's friends.
Hey! Look at those guys.
This was a stadium giveaway.
2024. Year of our Lord. No styrofoam.
That's a nice hoodie you got on, by the way.
Hey, it's the best. It's the
And don't
best.
be
Hey,
crying, bro. I've been crying all fucking day.
well, look, you're crying because you lost something that's very dear to you. I'm crying because I can't believe the appreciation out there and the bond that I have with so many of you guys out there. But that's a thank you from me, man. That was very powerful. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for doing that.
As long as John Fisher's on the team, it's like white on rice. We're his fucking shadow. We're gonna follow him everywhere he goes. And we're gonna make sure every misstep he takes is exposed on a national fucking level, and we're not gonna stop. We're pit bulls, dude. We're badgers, dude. We're gonna keep coming after him. We're his fucking shadow. They did this shit to the wrong fucking fan base. They fucked with the wrong people, and this history, this fandom, it's too fucking important to walk away. You don't walk away from us. We will fucking follow you and haunt you. I'm fucking haunt you until you sell the goddamn team.
You're the best, bro. You're the absolute best.
DA, I want to, dude, I already said everything to you personally, but like, you were the first to catch on to this. You were the first, and you caught on to it quick, and you busted your ass and made sure you had it right and had the truth. And you put it out there, and you exposed it on a national level, and then you had our backs, and you walked the walk, right? You talked the talk, and then you walked the walk. You flew across fucking country on your own goddamn dime, but you flew all the way across country to be with us. And you're never getting away from us either, bro.
Feelings mutual, man. Feelings mutual. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
You go in. You have yourself a night.
Damon, you got my fucking heart, bro.
Back at you, bro.
All right, I'm gonna fucking cry.
All right. All right.
But Aiden, what's up, bro?
You have a party over there.
Ah, there's Aiden. What's up, bro?
These guys
Let's
last
go.
time.
We love you, Brian. We love you, man.
Hey, I sent you a white tee because I knew you'd be so goddamn good looking in that shirt. And look at you, handsome bastard you are. If my wife wasn't here, I'd kiss you right here through the phone, bro. That's for you, Aiden.
And you might have seen me welling up a little bit. And man, I didn't lose a team. I imagine how tortured I would be if they did. And so I empathize a great deal, but you see me tearing up just because the gratitude of so many people that appreciate what we're doing hits me right here. It's a very authentic cause for me. And just to hear that people appreciate what we do, this is very much a passion project.
I'm actually on the Amtrak train leaving from the Coliseum, so I'm on a train full of A's fans right now. Oh, it was so emotional. It was yeah, lots of A's fans. It was very emotional. I cried many times. I was sobbing throughout Kate's speech. He was a player that I loved when I was younger. I went to my first A's game in 1990 when I was 4 years old. And now I'm in my late 30s, and I got to go to the game today with my dad.
Wow, what's up?
Yeah, and he took me to my first game when I was 4. And so it was really emotional because the Coliseum is home. And so at the end of it, it felt like we were losing our home. And even when you move cities or, you always have a place you can go back to, and it feels like we're all losing that. Everybody was hanging around. Nobody wanted to leave. They were playing Celebration when the A's won. And when that song ended, they just kept playing other songs, after Kate's speech, and nobody wanted to leave. People were just hanging out, and there was no violence. No one was being angry or rude, as ownership had said we were going to be. People were just sad, and they just wanted to be there with their friends and their family and just hang out.
Kate, I know this is an emotional day for you. Thanks for weighing in. I'm with you guys, and I appreciate you jumping on with us tonight.
Thank you for doing this. I really appreciate it. You're the best. Thank you for covering this and for being there with us.
My pleasure. My pleasure. There's Kate, big A's fan.
Today was really hard. It just, how do I want to put this? I grew up watching the A's. I learned everything about the game of baseball from my father and my grandparents who were season ticket holders. And to see this be the end today, really, this is crushing. And all for one man's greed. Mark Kotze's speech at the end was definitely really emotional, and I'm glad he did that. I really am.
Did you notice how when he said Oakland A's,
yes,
he paused and stressed it? I thought that was so interesting.
Yeah, and then I had the crowd doing a "Let's Go Oakland" chant. I mean, I really love that he did that.
Do you follow them to Sacramento and still root for them? Will you follow them to Las Vegas? How do you go about this?
I can't. Not with John Fisher in the picture. No way. Yeah, I mean, what he has done is it just feels criminal, and I cannot support someone like that.
Damon, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Thanks so much for doing this. I'm so thankful that you are an outsider that is actually covering the travesty that is the Oakland A's relocation. How far is Rob Manfred and the rest of the owners willing to go to appease the needs of John Fisher? After you see the entire Coliseum crying, I shed tears, my family shed tears. Thank you to you for your coverage of this to show that this isn't Oakland's fault. This isn't the fans' fault. This is on John Fisher. And so, are we allowed to use profanities here?
Absolutely.
Fuck John Fisher. Fuck him. What a piece of shit. You're given absolutely everything in your entire life, and yet you go out and you steal this away from the community of Oakland, you San Francisco Giants fan. Get the fuck out of here.
Winnipeg.
We are Winnipeg.
That's right.
We met you in June, and yeah, we're up in Winnipeg.
How are you feeling watching the final game today?
I didn't watch it. I had to stay away from it. I knew it was going to be too much for me. I had to avoid the game. I knew I couldn't handle it.
We lost our Jets years ago, and then they eventually came back, and I hope very much that Oakland comes back eventually like the Jets did for us. I'm wearing my Ricky Henderson jersey.
I've got my Jason Giambi.
Oh, very nice.
I knew I would be a mess watching it, and I was okay today, oddly enough, until I saw Bryan at line 51, and then I said, no, the feelings came back because Bryan is such a good guy. We had such a good time there in June, and that got to me.
You cannot thank the fans enough for the experience. It was just fantastic. Like, we're from Canada, and it was just such a wonderful experience to have. It's like no other.
I'm done. I will not follow him to Sacramento, not to Las Vegas. No. Once this season is over, I'm done. I
think he's done with Major League Baseball. It's been too much. Like, he's been a fan for many, many years. I've been a fan since I met him, and it's been a wonderful experience. We really, really had a good time the many times that we were able to go to Oakland, and I cannot thank the fans enough. It's just a wonderful experience every time we went.
We can't thank you enough. Everything you've done has been, I mean, there's no words. I mean, you're just, I know you don't want it, but yeah, I mean, you're the best. You really are.
Thank you, guys. That means a lot. It really does. I know the type of people that you are, so that means a lot. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. I appreciate it very much.
Pretty sad, very nostalgic, and seeing all those fans out there, I knew they were going to turn out. I watched the pregame too, so I watched everything, even though I was at work, and I was tearing up a little bit, and my coworker saw me, he's kind of laughing, but I explained to him because they're not into sports. I'm in Vegas. So I'm actually against the move to Vegas. So people always ask me, oh, why aren't you here in Vegas? Don't you want them here? But it's kind of ironic because I'm from the East Bay. So no, I don't want them. I want them in Oakland.
Oh, there you go.
No, it's the replica giveaway. Nice of John Fisher to show up and say goodbye to everybody.
He's a dirtbag. The one thing I will say just from a grander perspective is the trauma and the torture that John Fisher has pushed A's fans through has grown a generation of fans that are resilient, that are honest, that are heartfelt, and are loyal, and I think fighters. And I think when you have it easy and have it good, you lose or never develop some of those things. I'm sure A's fans are like, well, we'd rather have a baseball team right now. And I understand it. But it seemingly developed this incredible character, this incredible DNA. And I hope that one day I'm doing this on opening day of the Oakland A's once again in a few years from now, however many years it takes, and we're celebrating the return, and that all these battle scars you have gone through, earned, worn, make you the greatest fan ever down the road. But there is a community of people here that have just gone through something over the last 2, 3, 5, 10, 20 years that now are family. And it's unique because a lot of people don't have that. So if you feel untethered today, unmoored from your foundation because the A's are what you know that there's still a community here that you have a chance to be a part of. And it can be however it is that you want to engage, but it will be there. We'll sign off for tonight. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, because more videos will be coming out. I will continue documenting this. We're going to do a long-form Q&A where you guys can ask questions. I'm going to give away a bunch of Last Dive Bar stuff. And we might also just silo off a bunch of A's coverage and content so that it's constant. It's there. You guys know we're always up to date on it. And the A's fans know where they can go, because I feel strongly about giving people a place after today where they're like, oh, what's my reality? Well, your reality could be coming here to this channel and us hoping to deliver great stuff.
Full of love and appreciation. And that means a lot to me too behind the scenes. So much love.
Be good and be good to one another. I'm DA. We'll see you next time.